G'day, Professor Joseph Drew. In this video, I'll cover the very important topic of how do you find good quality references that will help your paper get published. Now, I think the thing to understand is how important good references are to getting published. One of the first things as a desk editor is going to do is look at your reference list. He's going to read your abstract, he's going to read the intro, and then he's going to look at your reference list. And what he's looking for is, have you referenced his journal? That's important to journals now because of impact factors. We all know impact factors have absolutely exploded since the emphasis has been put on them. And one of the reasons why is that more and more of the top journals are insisting that you reference and cite multiple people from their journal. And that's how they get the impact factor up. Your reference list will also show whether you're on top of the literature or not. Are you referencing the top dogs in the field and the top journals in the field? It's a really quick way of the desk editor getting a feel for whether you're experienced and you know what you're doing or whether you're a newcomer. But also, very importantly, the desk editor will look at the reference list in order to select the people that they want to review your paper. So you can see a quality reference list is really going to shape whether you get through the desk process and go out to review at all, but it's also going to shape the response of the review process. So where do you start? You start by finding a few good papers in the top journals written by the top dogs in the field that you're writing about. Then what do? You go to their reference list. Now, if you've been smart enough to get a contemporary paper, a paper that's written in the last year or two, their references list is going to be very up to date. And if they're a top player, if that's a top journal, they're going to have the top voices in that reference list. Then, of course, you need to look up all those papers, read them carefully, and then cite the ones that are conducive to your argument. Look, while we're on this topic, let me put in a plug for this channel. If you're finding it useful, and I know a lot of students do, and a lot of lecturers use this in their lectures, and I'm happy for you to do so, but you've got to throw me a bone as well. So subscribe and give it the thumbs up. That way I know to make more videos, and I know what sort of topics you're interested in. But you've got to show some sort of discernment in who you reference. Because, remember, anyone you stick on that reference list is a likely reviewer. So there's no point referencing someone that you fundamentally disagree with. There's no point referencing someone that you know is a difficult person to get along with, who is a harsh reviewer. And I know several people like that, and I go out of my way not to reference them. Indeed, you can think about it the opposite way. You should go out of your way to reference people that you know have similar ideas, who you can cite approvingly, and that'll make them feel warm and fuzzy, and it's going to increase their citation count, and they're going to be more predisposed to give you a favorable review. You should try to cite people in your networks who know you, know your work, and who are more likely to think the same as you and give you a more favorable review. So don't just cite people because you think they're the top dogs, because they've been writing in the journal that you're targeting. You've got to make sure that those people are going to agree with you. There's no point knocking someone's work and then having them on the reference list and then having your paper go to them to review it, because guess what? They're going to reject you. And you've got to go out of your way to try to cite people who are going to think similarly to you, who are going to be receptive to your message, that you can cite approvingly, and then you're going to get them on side because they want the citation. They want other people to think that you agree with their work and that you approve of their work. So you've got to be strategic. And I think the far majority of academics are not strategic about who they put in their reference list. They don't realize that anyone they stick in their reference list is a possible reviewer, and they're not thinking strategically about who they want and who they do not want to be reviewing their own work. And more, as I alluded to in that second slide, journals are wanting to start a conversation with their readership. They are wanting you to cite from their journal and cite ongoing conversations in a way that shows you're contributing to that conversation and extending that conversation. So what that means is when you're looking for your references, you need to be thinking about what journal you're going to send this paper to and be focusing on references from that journal. There's a lot of strategy in getting quality references that are going to help you to get published. And if this video has helped you understand that, I've achieved everything I wanted to achieve, please give me the thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe. Thank you very much for your time. Goodbye.